Well, good Wednesday morning, everybody. I had actually been thinking about aborting the trip this morning. I was thinking about it last night when I went to bed, and I was thinking about it this morning. Mainly because there's lots of rain, and not only rain, but high winds in the forecast for the next several days. In fact, it sounds like there's only going to be one good day, and that's tomorrow. But then the sun started coming out a little bit here. I had some breakfast, feel a little bit better. So I'm thinking of going ahead and doing the trip. Hopefully my clothes will last dry fast enough that I can stay relatively or dry enough. Right now I brought 4 pairs of socks and I'm on my 3rd pair now. And they're going to get wet today for sure. Well, what I might do is change into one of the wet ones before I go, and keep these relatively dry. Because I'll be wet footing it today anyway, so they are going to get wet. So anyway, this is the view from my campsite this morning. I promised yesterday I'd show you where the island was, where we bivouacked yesterday, and that's right down there. And I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. So yeah, that's the, let's see, where are we? That's the island right there. Okay, let's try to show you a little bit about what's going on here. This is Wood Lake here. This is the 180 rod portage coming into Wood Lake. Wind was coming out of the southeast yesterday, so it was basically going straight up the lake here. Those are the 2 campsites I checked out when I first entered that were both taken. This is the campsite I'm on, although it's definitely further down. This is the island I bivouacked on yesterday afternoon. So anyway, this is campsite. I had been thinking about just aborting today. I think I said that in my earlier video. Now I think I'm going to go on. Plan is to go on Wood Lake here. It's too bad there's not a portage through there. Maybe not. But I'm going to paddle through here. There's a 40 rod portage into Hula Lake. Then there's 150 into Good Lake. 100 into Indiana. And I'm going to hopefully camp on Indiana. There's 2 campsites there. Hopefully they're not both taken. If they are, then I'm going to be taking this 15 rodder into this little creek here, up into Wind Bay. Hopefully one of these 2 campsites is open, because I want to either camp on Indiana or on Wind Bay. This is part of Basswood Lake up here, and I don't really want to get out onto the big waters. So that's what I plan for today, Indiana or Wind Bay. Tomorrow, then I would go on across this 130 rod portage into Wind Lake. And the original plan was that I would stay on Wind Lake 1 or 2 nights. Probably only stay 1 night. And then there's this 175 to get back into Moose Lake. And then there's my compass is in the way, but there's like a 95 portage to get down into Jasper. And then I'll just get a ride from Jasper back to Wood, or hike a couple miles down the road, one way or the other. There's supposed to be the possibility of severe thunderstorms Friday night, and my original plan was to go out on Saturday. So I'm thinking I might possibly, as usual, yes, I know, might cut it short a day, come out Friday instead of Saturday. But like I said, I was originally thinking about going out today, or last night I was thinking about heading out today. So cutting it a day short is a lot better than cutting it, what, 4 days short. So that's the plan. I gotta get all packed up here and get on the water before the winds get too bad in the way. Look at this, would you? Blue sky, sunshine. Probably won't last, but that's okay. Take you around. I already took my tent down. Back in there. Tarp. And I might as well continue with the 360 here, or almost 360. So, just looking up into the rest of the campsite. Kind of in the shade, shadows. And now we're getting into the sun, so. Okay, going Wood Lake, around the big peninsula. One campsite on the right of the channel was open, but of course the people could have left early this morning. We're just in through here. Okay, this looks like a portage landing here. Maybe. Oh yeah. Okay, one. Okay. Well, I am still on Wood Lake. Oh, what a story I have on this one. This is the trip. I don't know. This trip is really, really strange. Anyway, here's the kitchen area here. Lots of wood here. There's also over here, there's a log that has, I suppose it's a cutting board, but it could also be used for sitting on. A view of the lake again from the kitchen area. Nice big tent pad area here that shouldn't have any problems. Nice and level. Should be able to set up real nicely there. Back in here is another nice tent pad, but I am going to use this to hang my tarp. I'm going to run the main ridge line from that tree to this birch tree over here. It's going to be kind of brushy, but I should be able to make do with that. It's not the best place to set up a tarp, but it will do. Yeah. There's also, I already checked out, but over that direction, just past the tent pad I'm going to use, there's a well-worn trail. You get back in there and there's another couple of the really nice tent pads. I just don't like to spread out that much. I like to be fairly close to everything. So anyway, why did I end up back on Wood Lake at this campsite? Well, I got everything out at that portage landing going into oh, now I can't remember the name of the lake, but everything out of the canoe. Actually lifted the canoe on my shoulders and realized I didn't have my portaging yoke. So I think I either left it on the island yesterday or it's still back at the campsite. But I thought at the other campsite. But I thought with the time that's wasting now, and it's already now 9:45. Sorry about the jiggling there. It's 9:45. I thought by the time I get back, find my yoke, get all the way back to that portage, Hula Lake, into Hula Lake. I knew it was a weird name. I knew once I found my way all the way back there that I would have already eaten up about 2 or 3 hours worth of my day. And I thought, well, to heck with it. One of my options for this trip was to day camp or base camp on here on Wood Lake. So I definitely didn't want to base camp on that campsite I had last night. That was just a desperation site. But I knew this one was open. I knew from the water it looked good. So I thought, well, I'd come back to this site. I'd set up just enough so that anybody coming in would know that somebody's here. And then run back and search for my yoke. What I might do tomorrow, don't know for sure. I might just paddle around Wood Lake here, or I might take a day trip loop up through Hula, and well, the lakes I was going to do today I could do as a day trip, and then I can either go out from here on Friday if it looks like the weather's going to be lousy overnight on Friday night, or if it still sounds like it's going to be, or I can go back on Saturday. But I can just chillax here. I can get more pictures this way by not traveling around. Less video, but more pictures. And and it'll be just a little bit more, a lot more restful. So anyway, I'm going to get a few things out of the canoe. I'm going to throw up a tarp. That island that I have to paddle to first is right there. Right there. So I'm going to paddle to the island first, check it out, make sure that I didn't leave the yoke there, because I did flip the canoe over at that point. And if it's not there, then I've got to paddle back into this bay here to get back to the campsite I was on last night and check that out. I am pretty sure I did not leave that at the portage landing yesterday. Usually when I take my yoke off the canoe, I put it in the back of the canoe right away. So I think it's either on the island or on that campsite. Since the island's closer, I'll hit that first. Canoe will travel a little bit faster with a couple of packs out of it. So yeah, that's the new plan. Flexibility is the name of the game. Found it right here at the campsite. When it dropped out last night, I put the canoe away. I should have done a better job of checking before I left here this morning. Now that's my new campsite. Straight ahead here. There's a very nice canoe landing right here. Just chilling for a while at the campsite. I had a package of trail mix. Got my wet shoes and socks off. Put my chodas on without my socks for the moment. And in a little while I'm going to string a clothesline under the tarp again and put some clothes up there. I would hang them out, but I don't know. Maybe I will hang them outside and maybe put a clothesline under the tarp. And one outside the tarp, and put the clothes on the outside one for now and move them to the tarp if and when it starts raining. I gotta probably take a couple of pairs of my socks and rinse them out real well in the lake. So assuming that they do dry, they'll be usable again. I gave Sam a chew, so he's happy, chewing away on a rawhide chew instead of on a fish head or fish skins or whatever else like he usually does, but seems very happy to be laying in the grass. It's kind of funny, kind of strange that a site as nice as this one has as much grass on it. Usually nice ones like this get used a lot, and therefore they don't end up with a lot of grass on them. Like it's worn down. It's nice. Remember last fall I was saying about how I was talking about the twisty method of setting up a clothesline, and I was saying about how difficult it was to actually do it. Well, I think I might have a solution. Find out in a minute. If I get a stick, now this is actually the clothesline that I had last year, but I'm going to so it's already half twisted anyway. I'm going to tie it around the end, around this stick here. Okay, then I can twist it. Using that stick. Yep, that works a heck of a lot better than the way I was trying it last year. Alright, we've got some nice twists in here. Now my biggest problem is going to be removing the stick from the equation. There we go. I got a twisted rope now. Twisted line. There you go. And there's all my little twists. And that was a heck of a lot easier than what I tried to do. I'm all set up. Let me take you on another tour of the site. There's the lake there. It's really a lot rougher than it was earlier on today. There's whitecaps out there. I decided to put my tent up over here. That looked like, when I looked around, that looked like the flattest. Still not completely level, but it's really close to being level. And it's got a good mixture of shade and a little bit of protection from the wind coming off the lake. It's flat. Excuse the mess. My kitchen area. And over here, I set up an outside clothesline here, as long as the sun is out. Of course, the clothes aren't in the sun, but at least they're in the wind. I rinsed out the 2 pairs of socks that I got grody yesterday, so they're all fresh again. Here's my tarp set up back here, and some of my stuff underneath the tarp. far as I know, that's the trail back to the latrine. I haven't been back there yet. Oh, what the heck. Let's go down. That splits in two directions. Huh. Okay, I'm going to try the right side first. And there's nothing back here. But this is obviously where they've had it in the past. There's all kinds of sunken holes around here. So, maybe we'll take the other turn, which gets kind of muddy in here actually. And it's close to the water. Deer tracks along here. This is turning into one of those that you don't want to wait until the last minute affairs. Whoa, quite the climb. Here she is, up on top of the hill. Okay, so I just gotta remember to stay to the left. I need to come back here. This is where I was originally going to set up the tent. Thinking about setting up the tent, but it's not as flat as I thought it was to start with. It's got the wind coming straight off the lake with nothing sheltering it at all, and no shade at any time of the day, except maybe very early in the morning, very late in the afternoon. This is that other trail I was telling you about, heading out this way. Well-worn trail. And it leads to a very nice tent pad here, better than any of them in the regular campsite. Another nice campsite here. Access to the lake down here. Northern exposure. Haven't come down here before, so let's see what it looks like. Oh, really nice spot. Nice little landing area. Probably can't hear me over the wind noise. Nice little lagoon back in here. Nice. Well, as you can hear, it is now raining here quite a bit. It only just barely started, but well, we had sprinkles off and on for a while, but the real rain just started. So I think it's about 4 o'clock-ish. Yep, about 5 to 4. And so I don't know how long this is going to last. Whether it's just showers or whether it's going to be steady rain now. I haven't listened to the radio for a little while, so got to do that so I get informed as to what's going on here. Anyway, I'm glad we're at this site, not the other one. Although my tarp setup at the other campsite wasn't too bad, but the tent setup is much better here. And yeah, we have to just sit this out. I was pretty warm earlier today. Now I'm about to put my raincoat on, not just because it's raining, but because it'll provide a little bit of wind protection, because the temperature has also dropped quite a bit. So there's not much else to say. Just been kind of lazing around the campsite after I got it all set up. Pumped some water. Not much of anything going on here. Oh, I did have a couple in one canoe that went past and apparently wanted this site, but couldn't get it. They paddled further down the lake. They came from the hula and they paddled further down the lake and then turned around and came back. So I think they were going to go for that northern site, which I mistakenly said was taken this morning. It actually wasn't. So I thought there were canoes lined up there, but turned out that they were logs. So that couple probably went back, decided to go back and get that site rather than try to find one of the other sites open down here. So anyway, that's the way things are. That's the latest status right now. 4 o'clock on whatever lake we're on. Wood Lake. 4 o'clock. June 1st. Wood Lake. I'll talk to you later. Bye. The sun is shining and it's raining. And I'm getting supper ready. Tonight it's sweet and sour pork. Again, it's a 1-serving meal, not a pro-pack. So, well, the stroganoff kind of did me last night. So this should work tonight. Not the ideal, but it'll work. I just have to have a little bit of extra trail mix afterwards. Well, I decided to fix my supper underneath the tarp since it was raining. And it's been raining off and on since 4 o'clock. And so about the time I got the stove lit and everything else, the sun came out. But it does look like we have another couple of showers, or we have more showers heading our way. So probably just as well to do this under here. And rather than having to dash back under here real quick if another shower does come. Anyway, with that sun out, it's hot. When the rain comes, it gets cold. I'm now roasting to death in my raincoat. When the rain comes, then I have to zip it up, not to keep the water off, but because it gets so chilly. So it's really, the temperatures are really changing real fast out here. And thankfully there's not as much wind anymore as there was. As you can hear, there's a little bit blowing up now as the sun disappears and we get ready for another shower. So I just did put the water in my meal. Forgot to check the time. So I'm going to be eating about 6:30 tonight. I was thinking about trying to get going at about 5 o'clock, but that's when the rain was the worst, so didn't venture out to get it all gathered together. So anyway, we'll talk. Okay, it's about 9:15. As you can see, I'm in my tent now. I tried to get some sunset pictures, or I was hoping to get some sunset pictures, but then bank of clouds moved in and shut that down pretty effectively. There were some pretty dramatic clouds around at the time, and there was just a little color in them. So I did get some pictures, not quite what I was hoping for, but we'll see how they turn out. Anyway, it didn't rain for quite a while, but just after I got in the tent, we had a quick shower. Unfortunately, the winds really came up this evening, so it's very windy out there again. And anyway, getting ready for bed. Not quite sure what we're going to do tomorrow. The forecast right now is for a 20% chance of rain in the morning, and no rain later on, but mostly cloudy. So I'm not sure if it's going to be worthwhile doing the loop that I was thinking about doing, or maybe I'll just stay here on Wood Lake. Hopefully get out and paddle and explore it a little bit, especially first thing in the morning. Well, if it's raining. Anyway, we'll see what's happening in the morning and decide then what I'm going to do. Flexibility is the key. But, of course, I've heard that story, that line before about 20% chance of rain in the morning and diminishing in the afternoon. And, yeah, well, I take it with a grain of salt. But, in any case, we are in bed now and ready to call it a day. So I thought I'd just give you a little update before I hit the hay. Sam's already tucked up in his blanket. No sign of him anywhere. So he's all tucked in. Thankfully this is not smell-o-vision, because he managed to find something to roll in today. I'm going to do the best I can to keep him out of my sleeping bag. It's bad enough that I'm sharing a tent with him. So anyway, signing off for now, and talk at you again tomorrow probably.